Hi, this is Aaron Boone with Service Leadership, and I'm going to give you a brief intro into SLEEK. Here's a quick look at the assessment module where SLEEK helps you determine your operational maturity level. But before we dive in, let's talk about why SLEEK works. Service Leadership benchmarks more solution providers each quarter than anyone else in the world. And here's a look at the results of that benchmarking across different solution provider business models over a 16-year period ending in 2023. What you see here is that top performers earn 2 to 3 times as much profit than do the median performers. And unfortunately, in every business model, the lowest performers, the bottom quartile, lose money each year. The difference in profit performance is not due to size, where they are located, the customer segment, the vendors they work with. The difference in profit and growth performance is because of operational maturity level, or OML for short. And the great news for you is that you can improve your operational maturity level. How can you do that? Here you see the 5 levels of operational maturity that we identified: OML 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, beginning, emerging, scaling, optimizing, and innovating. You can press pause here and read about the characteristics of each one, but the basic message here is that in an objective way, you can determine your current operational maturity level, improve it, and when you do, things more like the higher operational maturity level solution providers do, you'll perform more like those high operational maturity level solution providers do. This allows you to obtain the profits you saw on the previous page, the growth, the differentiation in the marketplace, and take advantage of the lower risk business model or business results that will drive accountability and help your business grow further, faster. So there's a very close correlation between operational maturity level and EBITDA or profit, as well as between operational maturity level and growth. And those two things factor heavily into stock value. Here's a look at an MSP case study. So this is a partner with organic growth. What you don't see is any acquisition going on here over the course of the 5-year period. What this MSP was able to do is move their operational maturity level from 2.0 to 3.3 on that 5 scale, and you can see how much they were able to accelerate their growth. You can see they were able to increase their profitability. They were able to improve their recurring revenue by 189%. They grew their company valuation by 179%. Those impressive results you see here is all driven by improving their operational maturity level, which is what SLEEK is all about. What are the goals of SLEEK? So the goal of SLEEK is to bring our operational maturity level approach to improving solution provider businesses to you in an economic way that's easy to use as a secure cloud application that you can use with or without your business coach or consultant. You can use it in a self-service mode, or you could use it with that business coach or consultant to enable you and your management team to objectively determine your OML and drive that up systematically to improve your company's profitability, growth, differentiation, and ultimately the stock value. So how do you use SLEEK? Well, the first time you log into SLEEK, it's going to ask you to tell it your revenue mix. That revenue mix is going to then determine your predominant business model, or PBM for short, which then selects the appropriate operational maturity level traits for your specific business model, just as we would if we were consulting directly with you. Next, you do your first OML assessment, and then you can dive into that diagnostics/RX module within SLEEK. The SLEEK then gives you your OML score in detail, and it serves you up the specific best practices that you need to drive up your OML in each of those 40 plus areas. It gives you the tools, the templates, the videos, documents, guidance, and advice for you, specifically for your business model at your operational maturity level, to help you get to the next level of operational maturity and see your business results improve. You drive that action plan and that SLEEK gives you and prioritizes for you. And then typically quarterly, you should be updating your OML assessment to track your progress and get refreshed priorities so that you can continue on your OML improvement journey. That's how you use it. So let's take a quick look at SLEEK. So what you see here is I'm in the OML assessment module. I'm going to click into the sales module, and we're going to click into the quarterly business reviews trait here. So what you're looking at here inside the quarterly business review trait, right up at the top, is what we call the business principle. So it talks about the overarching why and gives you a sense of why it's important, how the top performers do it, and why it helps. and then how the lower performers either don't do it or don't do it effectively and why that hurts. And then what you're asked is a series of questions about how you do quarterly business reviews. If we take a look at another trait, what you will see across the traits is that you have up to 5 answers, an A all the way through an E. In some cases, there's an A or a B. As you make your way through the traits, what should become apparent is that A is typically the lower OML answer, and then answer D or E is typically the higher OML answer that corresponds to the behavior that the top performers do. So as you're doing your assessment, you're able to learn exactly where you are from an OML standpoint and see exactly what your next steps are. But if that's all that we were doing within inside of SLIQ, this would not have nearly as much value as it does. So next up, we're going to take a look at the diagnostic/RX module. So when you're done doing your assessment, which is in and of itself a high value exercise that you should get a lot of benefit from, you can go here and you can see your overall OML score here, the 3.5. Well, then when you start looking across the 5 different functional areas, you can start to drill in there and see what your individual scores are across the different traits inside of SLIQ. Let's go to sales and let's go take a look at that quarterly business review trait. So if we dig into here, what you're seeing here is the 7 different dimensions that the tool weighs your likely ROI or return on investment that you will improve on by improving in this trait. What you're looking at here is the overall business principle up at the top. We see this heat map here, and then down below are the various assets that you can utilize to help you improve on this trait. So taking a look at one more trait, so let's go into marketing execution. So again, we start with the business principle. I can see the ROI weighting across those 7 different dimensions. I see the different traits. What the difference is in terms of what you're looking at here is QBRs are weighted higher in several of those dimensions, which is why you see this as the 3rd most important trait to work on relative to marketing execution, which is lower down the list. So even though the scores are the same, the tool is weighing them to help you understand how this trait will help you improve your profitability, your service quality, how much does it cost to improve, how hard is it to improve, and what's the degree of risk if you don't improve. All of that gets rolled into the ROI trait weighting that you see that comprises your score. Next up, let's take a quick look at the action plan. So the action plan is where SLIQ combines all of the scores for your traits into a single consolidated list that you can use to drive your OML. What's great about the action plan is that if you're familiar with and utilize EOS, which is short for Entrepreneurial Operating System, these traits are the equivalent of quarterly rocks. I can assign each one of these out to anyone on my team, give it a due date, and then use that to incorporate into my planning cycle with my management team. So that is a quick look at SLIQ. Let's go back. And so that's a quick look at SLIQ. So here's another case study. This is a look at a VAR. And here in this case, this is a VAR who was about 369 million in revenue and making 0.8% at the bottom line. And they leveraged SLIQ to go from OML 2.1 to 3.3. They grew revenue by 36%, but they grew their EBITDA by 121%. Moreover, they grew their recurring revenue by 187%, and as a result, grew their company valuation from 51 million to 123 million in that time frame. So as you can see, driving up OML truly does work. So SLIQ is your best path to the best of class profitability growth, scalability, and differentiation by enabling you to objectively assess your management team's operational maturity, give you a customized step-by-step plan to increase your performance, the proven best practices across all the function areas of your company, and the multiple team members and give you the ability so that multiple members of your team can and should leverage SLIQ in the process. Here's another look at a quick case study. So here's a case study of a solution provider who was facing challenges in transitioning from project-based IT services to managed services. The solution they embraced was utilizing the service leadership peer groups that utilize the Service Leadership Index quarterly financial benchmarking and SLEEK, which help them standardize their technology stack, identify the essential services they should provide, and the appropriate pricing, all of which help them realign the company and set it up for long-term growth and success. So I want to thank you for taking the time to walk through this intro with us. If you'd like to learn more about SLEEK, please visit us at service-leadership.com/SLEEK. And you can find out more there and get in touch with us about becoming a SLEEK subscriber.